but I wouldn't be surprised to see Haley Nake be the first driver to get a win in one of the top 3 series in NASCAR.
All right, fastest female girl we have here tonight. Banana Auto Parts, Ineos 150.
And as you mentioned, fastest female here tonight, not the only female in the field. Brittany Zamora, the number 99 machine. She'll be pushing it as well. Got some testing. And
She's excited for this track again. She doesn't want to complain when you're out at the beginner, you know. She's
on the board. 33 laps left in segment number 1. And we'll see the crews get to take to the cars.
So other than the battle for third, everybody else single file spread out from each other.
And I do wonder how many drivers are just keeping it together till that second stage.
Jeffrey, there's a race here years ago that we saw the top drivers go back to 15th and 20th, and everybody else go by because they were on a pace 3 seconds slower than their qualifying time. Of course, once the restart happened after the halfway break, they drove right to the front, and it was a race from then on.
Oh, it's getting wild in turn number 1 as they worked around the 84 machine at DeLong. These drivers know the leaders are coming, so it's starting to crank the wick up just a bit. Side-by-side battling out of turn number 4 between the 7 of Joey Tanner and the 43 machine of Cody Vanderwall. Kind of remains with Huddleston just kind of hiding in the shadow of the 16 machine, just kind of waiting to pounce. Maybe he's where he wants to be. Lap 47 on the board. Is the 15 machine of Tanner Gray leading, the 19 of Haley Deegan in second. Third spot is the 16 of Derek Krause. Fourth is the 9 machine of Trevor Huddleston. Actually, he's trying to make it third right now. He dives to the inside of Derek Krause. Huddleston trying to complete the pass. He'll do it out of turn number 2. Move Huddleston up to third. Fifth place is the 99 of Brittany Zamora. Good early run for her. With the 6 machine of Jagger Jones on her rear bumper in 6th. 27 Cole Cabrera, 50 Dylan Garner, 10 Matt Levine, and the 13 of Todd Souza round out the top 10. With only 13 cars, Tommy, left on the lead lap. Cody Vanderwall in 14th, just going down a lap. We're here at Irwindale Speedway, 150 lapper, 75 laps to the halfway break, which we have 25 laps to go till we get there. And so far, what have we seen?
Trevor, we've seen conservation right now. We've seen drivers taking it easy, somewhat. Tanner Gray took a big challenge up to the lead and got around Haley Deegan to do so. Now Deegan in the second spot, but Jeffrey, I feel like right now the pace is slowed down from obviously what they would normally be racing later on after the halfway break, and everybody just trying to hold on to their stuff. This is 20-year-old pavement. They still got to keep mind of those general tires to save it for the last 50 laps here in this 150 lap feature. So right now, everybody's just kind of playing poker. They got the poker face on, making the right moves when it matters.
But you know these drivers also, Tommy, part of that strategy is not losing a lap. You can conserve your tires, but if you lose your lap, your whole strategy is in the bucket.
Correct.
So a lot of these drivers really fighting for the 40 machine, about to go down a lap, didn't even get to make a qualifying time. Actually, he's had a really good early run because of that. But yeah, Austin in that 40, he's going to have some more work to do here, and that team will go at it at the halfway break. Joey Tanner in 12th, the last car on the lead lap.
And Joey Tanner is just about 10 car lengths ahead of your leader, the number 15 of Tanner Gray, going into the same corners together now. So like you said, Jeffrey, you want to save your stuff, but you can't give up too much.
Lap 55 on the board, 20 laps till segment number 1 comes to a complete session. The 84 machine of DeLong keeping it to the inside. That car's been hurting, Tommy. It looks like there's something not quite right with that car tonight.
Yeah, definitely using up a lot of brakes, or maybe a broken brake caliper of some sort.
And DeLong knows this track, both the third and half mile.
Yes.
He's won Superstock championships out here. I joked with him during an autograph session that all of his Superstock experience will really give him the edge. Cars might be a little bit different.
They're both about the same weight.
Yeah, I mean, that's
but other than that, one's a treaded tire, one isn't.
Oh man, they almost went 4 wide out of turn 2. DeLong part of it. Tanner Gray continues the lead, as we've discussed. Driver coming from Straight Line Racing, drag racer. Real good pack of racing out of turn number 4 here. A couple lead lap cars, a couple lap down cars. Always makes for an interesting mix.
Dylan Gardner in the number 50 in that mix. Jeffrey is in the 8th spot at the moment. He is an Irwindale Speedway champion in the spec late model class. He's raced on this very track many, many years, including as of late the late models. But this is his first start, his debut in the NASCAR Cannon Pro Series West. Looking for a good finish right now, like I said, in the top 10.
Oh, trouble! The 9 machine off the pace. Trevor Huddleston was running in the 3rd position. Tommy, I'm wondering, it almost looked like the car shut off coming through turn number 4.
Ooh, and he almost gets into the door of the 40 machine. Great save by Austin Thomas at number 40.
But he's back up to speed. That was interesting.
I'm not sure. He's either conserving way too much out of turn number 4, or there was some sort of an issue with the 9 because he had fallen off the pace in a big hurry.
If he was conserving for a 250 lap race, I'll give you that one. But I'm going to guess no. That was not the case there. Interesting there with just a few laps to go. Now that'll drop the 9 machine all the way back to 4th. Yeah. He lost 1 spot.
I was just gonna say, luckily for him, the field is spread out pretty far.
That was weird looking though. The way, it almost looked like that car stalled. Then he got it restarted going in the corner because we saw him get it sideways as the car kind of kicked back into gear. Weird. But hey, it's Irwindale Speedway. After this, there's a night of destruction, and crazy things tend to happen on those nights. That's all I'm saying.
Worst case, if the car falls apart, he can run it in that trailer race. $1,000 to win. So you don't want to pass that opportunity up. But right now, looking at 11 laps to go. So if the 9 is having problems, Jeffrey, 11 more laps until the pit halfway break. And then we complete the second half of this race.
And for those tuning in on fanschoice.tv, thank you for checking out this stream. Irwindale Speedway is where we're at, and you got Tommy Mason and Jeffrey Best here bringing the race to you. As far as announcers go, most people know us as Low Budget TV though, yeah. Tommy, and you can check us out on Facebook and YouTube.
We just call it a Low Budget TV takeover on Fans Choice.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome to our house, guys. No, it's a lot of fun, Jeffrey. We get to travel around. But this NASCAR Cannon Pro Series, Jeffrey, we've seen him from when we were really young.
Oh, yeah, we know. We've grown up with this division.
Oh, yes.
Earlier today, they had a Saga Speedway reunion here at Irwindale Speedway. Yep. Some people may recognize that name. If you're from the East Coast, maybe you heard about it. Whoa, okay, we're talking about the race again. Because Tanner Gray nearly had contact with Souza, and Deegan's right behind him. It's heating up for the lead.
Souza's trying everything he can to stay on the lead lap before this break, but goes 1 lap down off the 15 of Gray. Now the 19 of Deegan to his outside, but he's going to close that door.
Well, so much for the battle for the lead. Because lap traffic said, you know what, guys, why don't you save it for segment 2? Tanner Gray says that sounds great to me. Haley Deegan probably a little bit less on board with that plan. But all I was going to mention was we had a Saga Speedway reunion earlier. Ron Hornaday Jr. in the house. He was a driver that did a lot of racing at Saugus. That track's about 45 minutes away from here. Hosted a NASCAR Super Truck Series race back in 1995. So
and plenty of NASCAR Cannon Pro Series races in its day. And that's how we got to know this series and grew up with them. So the top 9 now, all on the lead lap. The 13 of Souza, who's raced here plenty of years in Southwest Tour, and of course in the NASCAR Cannon Pro Series, goes 1 lap down in the 10th spot.
5 laps to go to the end of the first segment. Kind of get an idea here, Tommy. I'd say that the top 9 cars are safe. Oh, trouble into turn number 1. Cody Vanderwall looks like he has a tire go down, and the caution flag will come out. Now, I'll be curious to see. Sometimes NASCAR makes a call, Tommy, to just say, okay, this is a halfway.
Caution.
Yeah, this was a halfway break. Vanderwall was struggling here tonight. Definitely not the night they were looking for. And it looks like a tire may have gone down on that car. Taking a look as he pulls it in to his pit area. So
He did a fantastic job of keeping it off the wall there. No scuff marks on the wall. The 43 is safe from contact, however, gonna need to replace the flat tire.
It's not every day that you get to lose a tire here at a track that, as we've seen, predominantly a high-line track, and keep it off the wall. So
this is our first caution of the race, lap number 72.
So we're hearing a report, Tommy, that what broke on this car may have been in the back end. That's the report I'm being handed.
All right, well, that either way, I mean, this crew.
I will throw that report under the bus if I need to for my own integrity. So the caution flag here, lap 73. As mentioned, halfway break was going to come at lap 75.
And to be fair with your report, I feel like they would have changed the tire by now. So, let's see, 43 of Cody Vanderwald in the pit area, part of the Levine Racing team, winner of 2 NASCAR Can-Am Pro Series West races on the same night last year at Tucson Speedway.
You know, Tommy, are you surprised? I'm just looking. Takuma Koga sitting 19th right now. As we mentioned, the driver with the most starts in the Can-Am Pro Series here at Irwindale. Just that night's not going his way.
Well, here comes the leaders into the pit area. This will be our halfway break here at Irwindale Speedway. And the NASCAR Can-Am Pro Series West Ineos Napa Auto Parts 150. So this is a halfway break. 75 laps in, 75 more to go. This will be a 5-minute timed on the clock halfway break. So technically a 5-minute intermission for those of you in the stands. Now, speaking of the stands, you can see we are completely packed here at Irwindale Speedway. So if you could, try to help our neighbors and give them some room, the ones that are looking for a seat, because we don't want everybody standing in front of your vision that got here early.
Now, here's all I got to wonder, Tommy. You're saying, oh, give each other room. That's the same thing that we hear race control tell the drivers, and they don't listen. So are you thinking that they're going to listen to you?
No.
Okay.
It's not a distraction. No one listens.
I was just checking.
All right, so you can see they're patiently waiting for the call from the NASCAR officials to allow them to, as you can see.
There they go.
Underway. So this is a 5-minute timed break, Jeffrey.
Hey, now, Tommy, how about this? I think we have a late entry for the Can-Am race. Do you think that Tim Huddleston can enter his golf cart in the second half of this?
I don't know, Tommy. Those dudes are fast. How about that girl, Haley Deegan, running up there?
Very good.
Holy cow. All right, we are like live eyewitness news over here. We're going to report live on scene. Let's go. Who do you guys want us to interview? Tommy, you got me up there?
Who should you interview?
I think you should start with the leader right now, the 15, the drag racer turned oval racer.
All right, we're going to start real quick with Trevor Huddleston right here. He's running fourth, and then we'll move down. Hey, Trevor, how's the car running?
We got some transmission problems, but my team's the best there is. They're going to get us tuned up so we can stay in fourth gear. We got a really good car. Watch for that 9 up front.
All right, 10-4, having transmission trouble. Hey, Tommy, they got a bungee cord going on a transmission shifter handle right now.
You got to do what you got to do.
Bungee cord.
Hey, you know what? We usually drive our cars with vice grips holding the shifter.
Right? So, hey, I'm here with Jagger Jones. Jagger, how's this number 6 high rod?
We struggled a little bit there in that first run, but we're going to make some good adjustments and hopefully run up front there with those guys at the end.
Hey, Tommy, how about that? That's Jagger Jones.
Jagger Jones.
All right, let's go down here and interview Haley Deegan. Haley, that car's running pretty good tonight. Haley, what can you tell the fans? What do you got for them?
I think we're pretty good. Just a couple little changes. We should be better.
Good on you all. That was some beautiful YMCA dancing. You even knew all the moves.
We still have a line of people coming on in here, Tommy. It is a busy night at Irwindale Speedway. We want to again thank each and every one of you for joining us here tonight. You folks ready to go back to racing?
Lights off from the flag stand. A big shout out to the Ramos family and of course all of our families from Lucas Oil who came down to the Speedway. Had themselves a nice little cookout barbecue before the races. Now they're all here in the grandstands. Jeffrey, the Napa Auto Parts 150.
Tommy, just want to point out real quick, mentioned Rich DeLong, the third, that 84 machine parked in the pits. Looks like he is done for the night. It looked like maybe some brake issues or something with that car.
Yeah, the left front was really glowing up, but no other rotor was really glowing. So here we go, Jeffrey, back to the restart. 75 down, 75 to go.
All right, now it's go time. Ready for the restart, and it's in the air. Green flag.
A nice push by Krause. Yeah, teammate.
You don't see that all the time on a half mile. 3 wide for the lead. Derek Krause dives to the inside. He's going to try to get around Haley Deegan.
And of course, the Pro Stock Gear Jammer gets out to the lead on the restart. The 15 battling for the lead with Krause on his inside.
Krause trying to make clearance. Again, that 16 car has found victory lane so many times in the past. Phil McAnally practically owns the track with how many wins they have here, and Krause takes the lead. Gray closes in on that second spot. Haley Deegan in third. Heard that Huddleston with transmission issues in that 9 machine.
Shifter keeps jumping out of gear as here comes Deegan now for the second spot. Haley Deegan and the Monster Energy Toyota side by side for second.
Tommy, last week we saw a tour race out here, Southwest Tour racing at Irwindale Speedway, and we saw how many times it was treacherous on exit of both turn 2 and turn 4. Cars sliding into each other. Deegan has contact with Gray. Haley Deegan around to the turn. She'll spin it to the inside, and everyone looks like they're going to make it by. Well, there you go.
Racing, door contact.
So back to my point about cars getting into each other.
Yep. You can
Just
sense
leaning.
the tempo has gone up after that halfway break.
Now there's good news for Haley. There's 70 laps to go. Other than that, I got nothing. Because her car's been fast. We know that that's good. We know that she's prepared to make her way forward. But Tommy, how rough is that to start? I mean, you just think, okay, I think we got everything figured out, and then that happens.
Well, you know what? The good thing for her is she's in 10th. She's going to the tail end of the field.
Yeah. Todd Souza's our lucky dog, by the way.
So Haley Deegan, while she's basically got a little bit more than half the field that she's got to get by to get up to the front, she's, like you said, got a fast race car. It's really going to be now her skill and the great call by the spotters to try to get her up to the front.
Now,
and the speed of that number 19 car. She's shown the speed.
Right.
Now she's got to get through the field. Yeah, there's no way around it.
She's got work to do, and it's going to be fun to watch. Haley is not new to Irwindale Speedway. For those that don't know, she's done late model racing seasons out here at Irwindale Speedway. So she's already worked closely with this track, maybe in a different style car, being late models, not quite as heavy as these cars. But Haley's proven, Tommy, that she could get it done on the short tracks in these cars. Yeah, she won the dirt track race, and I think that was something that a lot of people went, okay, cool. She won the race that we would expect her to maybe have that kind of advantage in, coming from off-road trucks. But that wasn't her first win in the series. She's gotten it done on the on the asphalt short track.
Yes,
so
she's done it on pavement. So
it'll be fun to see. But that now means, by the way, that Brittany Zamora sitting in the fourth spot now, actually, in that 99 machine's like, hey, don't forget there's another girl in the field, guys.
And Brittany kicks butt if you're in the Northwest. She's in the 99 Ineos car. She's got some pressure here from her sponsors, of course, one of the title sponsors of this event. But Brittany Zamora from the Northwest, Washington State, and she two-time champion up in that region of the country in super late model style race cars. So we saw that she was super excited to come out here and race at Irwindale Speedway. Definitely a difference from the dirt, but a track that she's familiar with. And and stock cars.
Now, do you know why I like K&N, Tommy?
I don't, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, not only do they sponsor the series, but they're proud. That's right. They are proud. K&N is proud to be the official sponsor of the K&N Pro Series East and West. K&N filters can be found at all levels of NASCAR competition and in your local auto parts store. Built for protection, K&N air filters are designed to increase horsepower while being washable and reusable for 1,000,000 miles. K&N cabin air filters are also washable and reusable for 1,000,000 miles and designed to clean plus freshen the air inside the cab of your vehicle. Every car can benefit from running K&N, the original performance filter of NASCAR. And they sponsor this series, so that's why I love them.
Something tells me that you had that on a script.
I totally made that up.
That was really impressive.
Yep.
That was very impressive. Well, here we go back for the restart.
I made it up, but it was all true. Understand that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I impress myself sometimes.
Restart, lap number 84, Tanner Gray, Derek Kraus, your front row.
Did you make that up?
Be ready to go.
All right. Well, again, this is the segment where things really light up. Kraus made his move. We'll see what happens on the restart. Green flag. And it'll be Kraus with the advantage into turn number 1.
Ray slips up.
Oh,
to the
we're
high
4 wide into the corner. That's not unusual here at Irwindale Speedway, but it still makes us jump.
Egan's trying to get her way up to the front.
Ooh, man, there's a lot of contact happening throughout the field right now. A couple cars near the back. Some of the cars lap down, getting into each other. And it is a tight battle up front as well. Side by side for third.
Teammates duking it out for third. Huddleston and Jones. 9 and the 6. But here comes Zamora down low, making it a 3-wide battle for third.
She's saying, don't count me out. She was feeling really good after the test session that they had here. After practice, she was like, I'm ready for this race, guys. Let's get that 99 machine on the racetrack. And she is working to the inside of the 6 of Jagger Jones. Oh, Levine almost into the side of the 27 of Cabrera. Cole Cabrera last made a K&N start when we used to have the Toyota All-Star Showdown here. So it's been a couple years.
Just a few. Battle for fourth down the back straightaway. Brittany Zamora working that inside on Jagger Jones.
And again, for the first time ever for the K&N Pro Series, Tommy, they put down a grip strip on the inside half mile. Tim Huddleston, who runs the track here, always looking for innovative ways to make the racing better and a better show for the fans. And this grip strip really came into play last week, and we'll see what it does in the second half of this race.
Battle for second, brewing up. Here comes Huddleston in the number 9 sunrise Ford ride to the inside of the Valvoline Toyota. Battle for second through turns number 1 and 2.
Oh, he's going to try to close the door, but Grace says, I don't think so, down the back straightaway.
Ray doing a fantastic job on that DGR ride.
And door shut.
But the experience on this half mile takes over. Second spot for Huddleston. 3-time late model champion here at Irwindale Speedway. And now he's got his sights set on Derek Kraus.
And I do feel like Trevor, Tommy, tonight's a night where he's probably looking for redemption. I feel like last year's season in the K&N Pro Series, while it was strong and he nearly got the Rookie of the Year honors, only beaten out on the last race by Hailie Deegan. I think that Trevor, though, really wants to show these drivers, teams, crews, all these people, this is something I can do. And we know that he has success on this track. He knows this track arguably probably better than anyone else right now. And he's going for it. And he's pulling away from Tanner Gray and trying to close in on Kraus. Last time by, though, Kraus was the fastest car on the track. Tommy, an update. Hailie Deegan, 6th place. So working our way around the 27 machine of Cole Cabrera.
Field spread out, single file at the moment. I feel like this is going to be the last bit of that conservation mode that these drivers have as we're closing in. On 50 laps to go.
I think one car may be having an issue. Maybe off the pace. Looks like he's picking it back up. It was the 78 of Jack Wood. That red machine looked like it was struggling the last lap, but getting back to it. Car's on the lead lap, but was losing some time to a couple cars a lap down. So maybe some developing issues for the 78. We're on lap 96. Closing in on 50 to go here at Irwindale Speedway. Tommy, this was a race that we missed out on last year. K&N Series did not make it out to Irwindale Speedway, partially because of kind of how late things got going for Irwindale last year, and the schedules and everything, how they all lined. But here we are tonight. So happy to have the series back. We love watching what these drivers, teams can do. Always a show at Irwindale Speedway.
And Jeff, the drivers equally as excited to be back here at Irwindale Speedway. Definitely one of the tracks, premier tracks on the West Coast. And this track, for a lot of the young kids trying to move their way up to the top tiers of NASCAR, this track is one that simulates a super speedway driving style. You don't go in there using a ton of brakes. You go in there rolling through the corner, and this is part of that developmental stage of your racing career for the youngsters.
Man, they are trying to wreck out of turn number 2 right now. I'm sorry. I think they're still working on it. There's a huge pack of cars racing through turns 3 and 4 right now. And the 78 Tommy, that car just looks like something's not right. For a car that's on the lead lap right now, he's losing a lot of time. A couple cars also maybe getting a little testy with each other, being the 13 of Souza and the 40 machine of Tome. If there's going to be a caution, it might come out of that area.
Oh boy. 43 of Vanderwall made contact with the 78. Now 43's already had an issue, brought out a caution right before the halfway stage of this race, but Vanderwall looks to be back and 100%.
Oh man. Now what they're doing here, what I'm seeing a lot of these drivers doing in this pack, is they're working on holding down the car and they're inside.
Yes.
You know, take away that exit line. But what's happening is the drivers on the inside are like, well, I'm going to be in that line whether you're in it too or not. That's fine.
Eight tires are better than 4.
Hey, that's what makes short track racing fun. You know, even at a wide track like this, they're still beating and banging. But like you said earlier, there's a lot of different lot of different banks here to work with, but you don't want to work with the 90 degree.
Now, as much fun as we're having here tonight in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series live on Fans Choice, I'm hoping, but I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that they stick around for after this race.
Oh, over in turn number 4, the 36 and 99 nearly got together, and that allowed Haley Deegan to close right up on the rear bumper of her teammate, Brittany Zamora. 36 driven by Ron J. Jay's had an exciting night.
Sure has.
He's
made a late entry, too. He's late entry into the race, but racing nonetheless.
Oh, boy.
But what I was saying, Jeffrey, is I'm hoping Fans Choice sticks around and brings you all the coverage from Night of Destruction. Because we got a full night of racing left to go with carnage-filled action. Literally trailer racing, figure 8 racing, skid plate racing, you name it, it's here. But if they're not going to be broadcasting it, you can make your way to Irwindale Speedway, www.irwindalespeedway.com, and check out their full schedule of when the next Night of Destruction and NASCAR racing action will take place.
Tommy, you want to know something fun? Your first place car is fast. Your second place car, Trevor Huddleston, is faster. That 9 machine is starting to reel in Derek Kraus in the 16. Third place Tanner Gray, looks like that car's pretty loose on entry. But he's still hanging up there in third. Had a good qualifying run as well earlier today, so a solid day for Tanner Gray. Here
That does rhyme.
You know, I'm a poet.
You're good.
Thank you.
We'll call you Rap Star.
You don't want me to rap.
Okay. Well, I think you already had the basis of a song. It's a solid day for Tanner Gray, live on Fans Choice TV. We are K&N Racing at Irwindale Speedway. Half-mile racing must see. See, I'm a bad rapper, too.
10th place is the 78. His name is Jack Wood. He was doing all right. He did a little worse, but now he's doing good.
That was decent.
Yeah.
See, folks, this is why you don't hire low-budget TV to your wedding. But we are available for some racing.
We're getting a report that they've muted us on fanschoice.tv.
Couldn't blame them one bit. I just can't believe what Dave Burns is thinking.
Oh, trouble in turn number 4. The 7 machine of Joey Tanner goes around. Almost collected by the 38, and that will bring out a caution on lap 112. Tanner, Tommy, I've seen this kind of with other cars as well. It looks like these cars are starting to loosen up quite a bit. That high line is keeping them on the edge, and Tanner's car going around. So, lap 112, 38 laps to go. And as we talked about, Trevor Huddleston was catching up to Kraus. Now he's going to get to restart side by side with Kraus. Now we'll see. Does Derek have a better short run car? We're going to find out.
Irwindale Speedway. It's Ineos Napa Auto Parts 150, and the laps are ticking away.
All right. So it's go time, you're telling me.
Pretty much.
Well, then let's go.
I'm waiting on that.
All right. Well, in that case, the flagman puts it in the air. We're back to racing.
And another great start by Derek Kraus.
Yeah, but look at Huddleston hanging right on that inside line. A lot of those cars starting to favor, and here comes Jagger Jones on the outside in the number 6 machine. Tanner Gray may lose the 3rd spot. Here comes the Bucati team. Huddleston down low. Kraus on the outside. Gray looking to the inside of Jagger Jones for 3rd. How about Gray looking to the inside for the lead, 3 wide?
This is what you expect at Irwindale, folks.
Yeah, this is what we expect.
Yeah. Fan Choice TV, if this is your first time seeing a race here at Irwindale Speedway, well, this is just what we're used to. Squeeze.
Yeah, that was a squeeze.
Tanner Gray up into the 2nd spot, muscled by the number 9 of Huddleston.
Now, would you say it's a good thing or a bad thing when we start getting tempers going in a race car?
It's always good for the fans.
It's always good for the
fans. Haley Deegan going for 4th.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Lead.
Did you just say someone?
Haley Deegan going for 4th.
Haley Deegan already back up. Remember, Tommy, it was 40 laps ago where she spun it out, and she's nearly back up to the spot as we're racing for the lead and racing for 4th. And don't forget the car that was on Deegan's inside. That was the car that Deegan moved out of the way to win at Vegas, Jagger Jones.
Might be a little bit.
I've just heard that race car drivers don't forget.
Yeah,
that's all.
Exactly. But Haley Deegan don't have to worry about that right now. She's running away with that 4th spot over Jones, who's now battling with a 27 to his inside.
Yeah, that's Cole Cabrera. Driver who probably has more truck starts here than he does anything else.
And you're talking ASA trucks.
ASA trucks, which hasn't been around for a while. So a good run here for Cole Cabrera. Huddleston working his way back to the rear bumper of Tanner Gray in the 15. And once again, the top 3 all within half a second, less than that.
Jeffrey, of the 15, Tanner Gray goes to victory lane in this race. Would you call it an upset? Because I believe I would.
Tanner Gray?
Yes.
I mean, the fact that I just love that David Gillen and his team said, hey, let's head out west. Let's go race at Irwindale. He was in Texas last night with Todd. And yeah, just seeing this team out here racing for the lead, I'd say that this was, it wouldn't be expected, but Tanner's definitely shown he can handle these cars. He's leaning up against Derek Kraus out of turn number 4. I like side-by-side racing. Haven't been
Oh, yes, so do I. You got Gray down on the grip strip. You got the 16 of Kraus up on the 12th-degree banking. Where Tanner Gray is running right now,
oh man,
6.
Oh, and they have contact. They touch and they keep going. And the fans are loving it. And so is Trevor Huddleston, I'd say. He is closing back in on this mix. I just think the 9 machine's kind of like, when I get there, where do I even go?
Yeah.
And
laps are winding down. You might have to use that Ford Fusion front bumper.
23 now, 22 laps to go in the K&N Pro Series race here at Irwindale Speedway. This is how we're going to be ending March, and I say we're doing it right. Still side by side for the lead. Turns 3 and 4. Kraus on the outside. And that great run by the 15 of Tanner Gray continuing on that inside. Tommy, he's got to be learning a lot right now.
Totally, absolutely. And right now, if he doesn't know this, Jeffrey, he is racing for the lead right now, Irwindale Speedway royalty. The 16 car is the dominant number, car, and team here at Irwindale Speedway.
Yep.
Gray slips back to second in a big way. Now he's getting pressured from Trevor Huddleston.
Yeah, turns 3 and 4 did not favor Gray. Last time by, wiggled on the inside of the 16, had to gather it up, and that allows Trevor to get there now, utilizing that grip strip on the inside. He's trying to make this work. That 9 car has been strong, but not without its issues here tonight. Transmission issues near the end of segment 1. The car would not stay in 4th gear. And with 19 laps to go, do you think Trevor's kind of flinging around that bungee cord, making sure it's extra tight?
That's another thing to say too, Jeffrey. He fell back a spot on the first segment of this race when the shifter popped out of gear. So he's probably got that elbow up against the shift handle, making sure it does not pop out of 4th.
Probably just driving with one hand. He's going to try to clear here. Can't do it. Tanner Gray keeps him on the inside. Side-by-side racing for second. Now, here's that move. Trevor Huddleston will do it. Gray's going to dive back to the inside. A switch over into turn number 3.
Watch how Huddleston will have the momentum on the outside out of turn number 4 and hold on to the spot. Not by much, but we'll still hold on to the spot. Momentum is key here at Irwindale, where Tanner Gray is running. That's 6 degrees of banking. Where Trevor Huddleston's running, that was 12 degrees of banking, and in between those 2 lines is 9.
Progressive banking here at this racetrack, and it has been a beautiful show of short track racing ever since this track started up in 1999. Well, Trevor Huddleston has cleared Gray, and he has set his sights on the 16 machine. The 9 is running faster lap times, but Tommy, 15 laps to go. You gotta get there now.
Well, Huddleston better not waste any more time as lap traffic is starting to come into play. Huddleston, 10 car lengths just about between Krause's rear bumper and his front bumper. As the laps are winding down, 137 of 150.
Last time by, it was 0.7 of a second differential between first and second. This time by, it's in the 0.6 range. The 9 machine is closing in on the 16. Kind of just picking them off, Tommy. Just focusing on those lap times.
And you got to know that Krause and his team is just telling him no pressure. Don't even bother about looking in that rearview mirror right now.
Yeah, well, they can keep saying it, but Huddleston is closing in, and at some point, all you're going to see in your rearview mirror is a big old Sunrise Ford sign.
No pressure. Don't look in your rearview mirror. Don't get distracted.
Break it off. Just take it off right now.
Don't get distracted if you're Derek Krause and that team right now.
And Huddleston's still dealing with the 15. Like, Tanner Gray's following him as they climb up and get closer and closer to the top spot.
10 to go.
They're closing in on the lap car, the 18 machine of Billy Kahn. Kahn goes and gives the leaders the outside line. Huddleston within 0.5 of a second to the 16 machine. It was over 0.7, Tommy. And the racing's still pretty crazy right now. We got a number of good races going on around the track.
It is free and clear for your top 3 right now. Your leaders out of lap traffic until
0.4.
The end of the straightaway. They've got no problems out their windshield. 8 laps to go as Gray battling for second while helping Huddleston get up to the back bumper of Krause.
Did you say helping? Are they drafting here?
I don't know, but it's given influence.
Here he comes. Trevor Huddleston is there. On the rear bumper, he's working a different line, and Krause gets loose into the turn. Trevor Huddleston takes over the lead due to turn number 2.
Distraction helps the 16 lose the spot. Now Gray to the inside of the 16 of Krause.
3 cars. 3 cars racing for the lead. Behind them, a change for 4th as Jagger Jones gets around Haley Deegan. Side by side for 2nd with 6 laps to go. Tommy, can you believe the move Trevor Huddleston just made?
I don't know if that was a choke moment for Kraus, because he got up in the marbles and just lost his position. Now slips back to 3rd.
And they're racing hard right now for 4th as the race continues up front. Deegan went to the inside of Jones, but then had to deal with Kahn, the lapped car in the 18, and Deegan loses a little bit of time. Jagger Jones pulls away a little bit in the 6. The 9 machine of Huddleston, Tommy, made a move that we've seen here plenty of times. Some people have different names for it, but it is when these drivers dive to the inside, throw their cars as hard as they can into turn number 1, and clear the drivers before they get off of turn number 2. It's basically an asphalt slide job, but like you said, it wasn't just Huddleston. He made the move. At the same time, it looked like Kraus had an issue, and Huddleston looking for his first win in the K&N Pro Series here at Irwindale Speedway and in his career. Can he do it?
I see the 15 closing in.
We're not done racing, is that what you're telling me?
Exactly. 2 to go at the stripe, and Tanner Gray on the move right now. To the inside, looking low. Jeffrey, we got a battle for the lead.
Yep, Tanner Gray's been making that inside line work. If he can stay within touch of Trevor Huddleston, they may come up on lap traffic before they get to the finish of this one, but they're going to see the white flag in the air this time by.
It's no easy road home for the hometown hero, the number 9 of Trevor Huddleston. He slips up out of turn number 1.
They're side by side out of turn number 2. This is it for the win. The final lap at Irwindale Speedway. Tanner Gray throws it to the inside. It's Trevor Huddleston on the outside in drag race. Who will make it to the line? They hit across the line, and Trevor Huddleston wrecks it at turn number 1. Flat tire, wrecked car, but the winning trophy to Trevor Huddleston in the 9 machine. What an end to the race. The caution flag flies, and that is how we do it here at Irwindale Speedway. Tommy, that's it. How about that race? Incredible. Trevor Huddleston's gonna maybe need to take an ambulance ride to victory lane right now because he's sitting over in turns 1 and 2. He has nailed the wall. Oh my goodness. By the way, the race is done.
Wow.
Just throwing that out there.
So it took 150 laps to determine a winner.
You know what? Shout out to Tanner Gray, though. Those 2 drivers.
Yes.
The only thing that resulted in this was these both drivers not giving up. Coming out of turn number 4, I'd say that was perfect, beautiful short track racing all the way to the line.